On this episode of Infowars Newsbits, Assange says CIA was arming and paying ISIS salaries. Scaramucci plans to delete his past tweets, and a senior Republican tells a pastor the plan to take out Trump. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of July the 24th, 2017, this is First Article here, and it's article written by Chris Manahan. The title is Assange. CIA not only armed Syrian insurgents, it paid their salaries. Underneath it, it says, Assange says they buried the lewd. WikiLeaks' Julian Assange is continuing to attempt to take down America any way he can by accurately reporting the truth, which is pretty much in the deep state's way, saying that they're scared of him. Saturday, on Twitter, Assange highlighted an article from Thursday where the Financial Times noted how many Syrian rebels are getting salaries from the CIA. And you can see his tweet right here. At the Aspen Security Forum on Thursday, CIA Director Mike Pompeo said, WikiLeaks will take down America any way they can and will find any perimeter partner to achieve that end. Yeah, because you want to take it over. Over, fools. To be fair, leaking is a major problem, specifically the major leaking to overthrow our democratic election president by the deep state, who are using America's massive spying apparatus, which was supposed to be used against foreigners, to sabotage our president through targeting leaks to their accomplices in the controlled media. It's understandable Pompeo doesn't want the CIA to be leaking like a sleeve, but let's look at some of those recent leakers. And you can see them here, too. When you have a multicultural society filled with wildly different people, with wildly different interests, getting loyalty from the diverse bunch you hire are simply never going to happen. Few young people have any sense of loyalty to our criminal deep state because it doesn't represent their interests. We're not living in America of the 1940s and 50s, where Americans largely united in the fight against communism, where we're more than happy to execute leakers like Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. And that's just it. I mean, they're just upset that Assange keeps leaking all this stuff, and they can't do anything about it. Their whole little plan to take this country is going up in smoke. And you know what? I don't seem to care. I really don't care, alright? It's all coming down. For our second article here, it's an article written by Anna Hopkins from the Daily Mail. The title is called White House Communications Director Scaramucci plans to delete past tweets misquoting Mark Twain, supporting Hillary Clinton, and calling for increased gun control because he doesn't want to be a distraction. And I'm glad for that. Wall Street financier Anthony Scaramucci stated on Saturday afternoon that he will be deleting his tweets from years past in an act of full transparency. Since Scaramucci, also known as Mooch, took on his new role as communications director to the president, his social media has been scorned by the public, and many of his tweets dating back to 2011 were ridiculed by Twitter users, including the advocating of gun regulation, endorsing Hillary Clinton, and misquoting Mark Twain. Scaramucci hopes to avoid distractions by scouring his account. And here are the tweets here. I mean, he keeps saying it here. Alright, that's enough. Many of his tweets date back to 2010, revealing views that are not so consistent with his current role in the White House, as Twitter users were quick to point out. In December of 2011, he praised Governor Mitt Romney for staying out of the Trump spectacular debacle. In February 2012, proclaimed he called President Trump an odd guy who is so smart with no judgment. Now, oops, sorry. Sorry about that. Got to shut that off. I love the president, and I'm very loyal to the president, Scaramucci said. The president is the most competitive person I have ever met. The article goes on to say that at Friday's press conference, Scaramucci continued to discuss the endorsement of the president and his faith in the commissary. I think he's doing an amazing job. The president himself is always going to be the president. And, hey, I mean, if he doesn't want a distraction or whatever, then, hey, whatever. And, hey, whatever. I mean, he's trying to align himself up so he won't have to be shot at on Twitter and Facebook. But I'm actually good. He's doing a great job. And I think that basically he is actually trying to get rid of all this stuff because he knows that the media is going to take political shots at him and they won't actually stop at all. But enough about that. This is the last article behind this article written by Paul W. Washington. I was going to read another article about how protesters were protesting CNN, but I'll leave that article in the description below of this video. The title is called Pastor, Senior Republican Told Me of Plan to Take Out Trump. You can read between the lines. It was written by Paul W. Washington, as I said before. An evangelical pastor claims he met with a senior Republican congressman who told him of a plot to remove Trump suddenly from office. During an appearance on Revival Ministry International, Rodney Howard Brown said he spent 3 hours from 9:30 in the evening until 12:30 a.m. with one of the senior-ranking members of Congress. The pastor said he relayed the same story to CBN, but they cut it out, and that he had decided to go public with it because we have to. He said there is a plot on Capitol Hill to take the president out, and I said, you mean by impeachment or indictment? He said, no, take him out. He will be removed suddenly from office. And Howard Brown, before adding, you can read between the lines. The congressman, who the pastor revealed had been in office since 1996, went on to tell Howard, there is nothing we can do to stop it. Pastor Howard Brown said the deep state had started a war against Trump because he had been more admirable to the evangelical community than any other previous president, stretching far back as Reagan, and we're trying to set the president up in every way. The South American pastor calls people of the world to pray around the clock for the protection of the president. Howard Browning was responsible for taking a photo of pastors laying hands on Donald Trump and praying over him over the Oval Office earlier this month, an image that went viral. Oops, sorry. And here's the article about that. David Knight, sorry.
Wow, the Red Pill Church of Christ there. No, that is actually Revival Ministries International, Rodney Howard Brown, addressing a leading congressman, telling him the plans to take out Trump. Of course, We've known about this. We've had witches praying against Trump. We've seen the Trump effigies, the Trump head with the CNN Kathy Griffin. So we've known this plan. They've been trying to push this into the mainstream. We know what they did, and they got their lunatic Bernie supporter to go out and try to assassinate Republicans when they were practicing baseball. So we know what's going on, David, but it's starting to enter the mainstream now. More people feel like they're willing to talk about it. And I thought it was powerful what the pastor said there about President Trump having the body of Christ in the White House.
Well, as Christians, we understand that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness. So that's the key. That's what he's talking about. And so the prayers that we see, latest one is Lana Del Rey. And as we said before, she's just another Pop-Tart who is toast because we don't really care what she has to pray about. There's a power in praying for the president.
All right, thank you. And I'm sorry if I'm running over here, but I just took a look at the time here. I'm running like, what, 12, 3:15, but I'm going to go until 4. What's happening is this, folks. This is a very serious issue. They want to turn this country back to the way it was. They wanted this country, they almost had this country back in the 2016 election. And now that Trump got in, guess what? Now they're really pissed. He's done damage to their agenda, and now basically he's now going to be taken out, and his family's going to be taken out. And if he goes, where next? I'm just telling you right now, where next, folks? If Trump goes out, I mean, if they take out Trump, I mean, this is kind of absolutely serious, folks. And we need to do what the pastor says. We need to pray. We need to pray long and hard for this president. We got this reprieve. Now these guys don't want us to have said reprieve. So it's time for the people of God to pray and pray hard. Pray till your heart just melts out of your heart. Because we're in the fight of our lives here. And these guys do not want to lose their quote-unquote power over this country here, because they thought they had it. Well, that's all the articles of the day. Well, that's all the articles I have for today here, folks. If you'd like to read more about these articles, please go to the link below, or go to Infowars.com, or PoliticalPlanet.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I read for you today. This is the Infowars News with Infowars. I'm a Finreader number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.